My sister was diagnosed 6 years prior to me. And after she was diagnosed, I began to get mammograms every year. Well, in December, I got my mammogram. That was December 2000, year 2000, I got my mammogram. Then in February 2001, I found a lump. Because I did my own self-breast exams, I became very, very vigilant about those self-breast exams. I made sure I did them every month or, at the appropriate time. And I found this suspicious lump. Well, I knew in March it was time for me to see my practitioner. So I said, let me see whether she's going to find it. And sure enough, she told me she felt something suspicious. And I was in the denial a little bit at that point. I said, oh, I know. And she said, I said, maybe it's cyclic. I was just trying to just push it under the rug, push it under the rug. She said, no, with your history, let's get a biopsy. So she scheduled the biopsy. She scheduled the ultrasound too, because she knew I had had a mammogram in December. The tumor was confirmed to be malignant, and it was the right breast. I asked him to remove both of my breasts. And he kind of thought that I was out there. He thought that I had lost it. And I let him know, I'm fully aware of what I'm asking you to do, because I had already decided when my sister was diagnosed, if I was ever diagnosed, I would ask them to remove both of my breasts. I had the type that had spread out in the breast. It wasn't just contained in the duct, but it had spread it, and it's called multifocal, because it's just like little splats, that's how he explained it to me. But the largest part of that tumor was only a half centimeter. So therefore, I didn't qualify for the chemo or the radiation or anything like that. My surgeon was gentle. He was kind. It almost makes me tear when I think about it. I remember they did the sentinel mapping, the mapping to see where the cancer is and where it's going to go before. And I asked him, I said, can my mama come? Because I had an entourage in the waiting room with me when it was time for me to get my surgery. And he said no, but he said, we'll go back to her. And I remember I had on a white dress. And when he finished doing the injection, he helped me button my dress, and he said, let's go see mama. The caring and the compassion. When I went to see him initially, my husband and I, he told me, he said, you're not gonna die. He looked at my film, he said, you're not gonna die. Can you imagine how comforting that was to a mother with a 7-year-old? And that was my biggest thought, what's gonna happen to my baby? And the family support, like I say, my sister was diagnosed first. She came from Alabama. She fluffed my pillows. My mom, I felt sorry for my mom. Her baby had been diagnosed, after her oldest. How did she feel? But she was the rock. She was there. She was strong. My husband was strong. My son didn't really know what was going on because he was a child, and I always have the philosophy, children are called children and not adults. And I just gave him just enough so that he could process it a little bit at a time. One of the questions that I'm asked most often by women, they pull me to the side, is what did your husband say when, I had the bilateral mastectomy? And I said, he didn't say anything. It was my decision. He thought I was radical. I told him I'm primary, you're secondary. And that was it. Our marriage has been wonderful. God has really blessed our marriage. I mean, I'm telling you. And that's what we have to look at. We have to, and now I can't say bilateral mastectomy is, it's a good thing for everybody, but it was good for me. It was good for my peace of mind. And then as it turned out, I was telling you I have the gene mutation, the BRCA2 gene mutation, which gave me a high predisposition to breast and ovarian cancer. And if I pass it on to my son, which is good knowledge for me to know, he has a greater chance of breast cancer over the normal male population. I wanted people to know that they need to listen to their bodies. Know your body. If your body is telling you something, believe it. Some people think, oh, all that I don't know won't hurt me. All that you don't know will kill you. Life has been wonderful even after my treatment and things. The breast cancer was spiritual for me. It taught me a lot about me and where I was. I was a Christian then, I'm a Christian now. But it let me know that God He doesn't make it, He allowed things to happen so that we won't keep our mouth closed about it. So that's why I'm here right now.